Hi Stampers, this is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and I'm here today to share with you one of my latest 3D projects. And this is a note card holder. Okay, it also it holds 5 note cards and envelopes inside. Okay, and I wanted to take time to show you how I made the box today. All my information about this project is on my blog at www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. So if you are worried about measurements and things like that and specific products, you can always go back there. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this project. The stamp set I chose is called the Pretty Kitty stamp set, and I'm a big cat lover, so this was a stamp set that really jumped out at me, and I thought it was a great choice for this project. I'm making this card set for a friend who is also a cat lover. So what I ended up deciding was, since there are 5 different cat images in this set, that I would make 5 different cards. So let me show you the cards quickly inside. My box closes with a belly band, and then here are the cards. And I basically used the same design for all the cards, and I just used a different image. All right, here with this image, this is a friend card. It says, "A friend like you comes along once in a lifetime." And I used the largest of the stitch-shaped framelits and the coordinating scallop to go with it. And then I used a 2x4 strip of Designer Series paper from the Twinkle Twinkle Designer Series paper pack. That's just got some really, really pretty choices for the nice subtle colored cards. And then I used a little bit of black baker's twine and some little artisan pearls there to give it a little bit of pizzazz. But all of them are basically the same design. This one is a friend card. This, "You make me happy." This could be a thank you card. Here's an encouragement card. "Life is a little messy." Then I have a little birthday card, and I cut out the hat from another set and just fussy cut it and put it on top of his head. Or you can just cut one out of Designer Series paper there. And this is a birthday card. And then the last one is a hello card, and it shows the little cat peeking out of the flower pot. So these are the cards I made, and they have the envelopes go with them inside the box. And then I always like to make my belly band kind of mirror the design of the cards inside. So this is my belly band, and I'll show you how I made that in just a bit. All right, so let's get started with how to construct the box. Okay, to make the box, I have to use a 9 by 9 inch piece of cardstock, and I chose basic gray here, 9 by 9. Now a 9 by 9 piece of cardstock you can't make out of the usual size of paper that you get for card making. But if you look in the catalog, you'll notice with every collection of color there is available a pack of 12 by 12 cardstock in all the different collections. And this one came from the Neutrals collection, and this is the basic gray. If you don't have a catalog and are in need of one, please let me know and contact me, and I will get one to you. All right, so we're going to start out with this 9 by 9 piece of cardstock, and then we're going to work with this cool little tool. This is called an envelope punch board, and it was designed to help you make envelopes for all different size cards if you're going to make something that's a little less traditional than the normal greeting cards. And it's great for that. I love it. Look at all the different sizes you can make of the cards. But what I found after using it, it has lots of demonstrators were learning how to make boxes using it. And that was something that I love because I'm a big fan of making 3D items. So this was something I was really excited about. So we're going to take our 9 by 9 piece of cardstock and we're going to slide it down to 3.5 up here on the measuring space here. 3.5 first. We're going to punch, and then we're going to score down the channel there. Now the paper goes off the side here, so you might not be able to score all the way down, but that's okay because you're going to be able to fold that and it'll work out fine as you're constructing your box. All right, then we're going to go to 4.5, punch, and score. Okay, now that's all the measuring that you're going to have to do. From now on, we're just going to turn the cardstock a quarter turn, and then you're going to line up the little pointer with the score line you made from the last side. You're just going to punch that and score again. Slide to the second score line, punch, and score. All right, let's do our quarter turn. Punch and score, slide, punch, and score. All right, last quarter turn, last side. Oop, let me slide him up a little bit. Punch and score. Last one. Punch and score. All right, well, that's all we're going to need for the punch board. What I do like to do before I put my punch board away is I'm going to take my cardstock, and on the back side of the punch there is a corner rounder that I like to use, and it just cleans up my corners a little bit and makes it a little nicer as you're folding your box together. So you can choose to or not use that corner rounder, but I do like that. So all right, there's my piece all done and ready to fold. Let me move my little pieces away. All right, and you'll notice as you look at your paper now, there's the inside part that is rectangular. Okay, and you can see that that's going to be the place where your cards are going to go inside. All right, so now before we start a little bit of cutting, I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to crease all the score lines that we've made. A bone folder is a really important tool if you're a box maker or if you make a lot of 3D projects, because it really helps you get nice, strong creases in your paper, makes your boxes easier to get together, and makes the lid stay on better, and it's just a really great tool to have. And any of the materials or the products I talk about today are available on my online store, and you can find that link on my blog. All right, so now we have all our sides scored and creased well. Now we're going to take our paper snips, and holding it in the landscape position, I'm going to cut on the bottom and make these small squares at the bottom flaps. So these are going to flap and go inside the box, and this is going to be the bottom that comes up. All right, then these up here, these little squares here, are going to be cut totally off because we don't need those, because this part is where the flap comes down over the cards after we put them in. Okay, so I'm just going to totally cut that one off, both sides. Okay, so now we're ready to construct our box. Now, when I'm constructing any kind of a 3D item, adhesive is very important, because you want to make sure you're getting an adhesive that's going to hold your box together no matter how heavy the contents of the box is. So what I use a product called Tear and Tape, and this is available from Stampin' Up! On my online store. All right, what I do is I'm going to move and fold in the side flaps. I'm going to take maybe a 2-inch piece of Tear and Tape, tear it off the roll, and just lay it right there along the flap. Same thing on the other side. Okay, 2-inch piece, lay it on the edge of the inside flap. Okay, and you're ready to go. Now, looking at my box, if I folded it up and put it together the way it is, you'll notice that the point on the bottom flap goes a little too high, at least for me. I don't like it going that high. So I've learned a trick to help make that a little more sleek and nice, just appearance-wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer, and I'm going to put that side up against the top of the trimmer, and I'm going to let the flap hang over this side till where it says 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I cut that little piece off. Okay, so now when I fold it together, let me take my backing off my 2 pieces of Tear and Tape here. It's just going to look a little nicer. It's going to look more uniform than it would before with that standing up a little too high. Okay, here we go. All right, Tear and Tape is off. Okay, I'm going to put the flap in. I'm going to work on this side first. I'm going to get my other hand inside. I'm going to push the flap in, and then I'm going to bring this flap up so that it touches the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it over like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Flap in. Okay, make sure that that goes all the way to the top. And then rub your finger on the tear and tape, and there you go. There's your box all done. Oops, I forgot to use my bone folder on the top flap. All right, so now it's gonna flap over just like that. Now let me show you mine that I've already finished. Okay, after I put that together that way, I took a piece of Pool Party. This size of this is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I just adhered it to the front of the box, just so we're kind of mirroring what the cards look like on the inside. All right, now it's time to work on my belly band. All right, to make the belly band, as I told you before, I used the largest of the circle stitched framelits. Those are available in my store, as well as the coordinating scallops. Okay, I'm going to use some Memento ink, and we're going to stamp the cat image, the kitty image, right in the center of my circle. There we go. And now I'm going to get out my blends and do some coloring. If you haven't had a chance to try these blends, these are something that you might want to consider purchasing for your crafting. Stampin' Up! Has just come out with the blends, and these are alcohol markers. And they have one side that is like a brush tip, and then the other side is like a point, a bullet point. And those are for like smaller areas that you're trying to color. But the alcohol markers really make coloring easy. You don't see all the strokes, and it makes for a really, really beautiful finished product. So if you're ever thinking about getting markers, you might want to think about getting some from Stampin' Up! All right, let's go ahead and color our kitten. Now, the one I did for my belly band on the last one was a gray kitten. Where did he go? Here he is. All right, and that's awfully cute, but I'm going to make a brown kitten today. All right, so I'm going to use the bronze. This is typically used for flesh tones and things like that, but I just thought it was a great color to use on my cat. So I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm just going to gently go over